Hello and welcome to another Film in 5 review from More Movies. My name's Greg Fisher, and in this video I'm going to be talking about The Power of the Dog, a 2021 drama film directed by Jane Campion and starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons and Kodi Smit-McPhee. Just a warning that I am going to be talking about the story and other details from the film, so consider this a spoiler alert. Based on the 1967 novel by Thomas Savage, The Power of the Dog is the story of brothers Phil and George Burbank. They are successful cattle drivers who make a good living as ranchers in 1920s Montana. When George proposes marriage to Rose, a widowed innkeeper, the ill-tempered Phil is resentful and begins to secretly torment his new sister-in-law and her teenage son Peter. This film is a character piece and delves into the lives of four people, examining how each of their actions, and in some cases inaction, impact each other's lives. Firstly, there's Phil, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. He is a man stuck in the past, never happier than when he's out in the hills driving the herd from place to place. Phil likes to reminisce about the old days when he and George were younger. An old cowboy living in a more civilized time, Phil finds that his gruff and unkempt ways clash with the modern world, resulting in him feeling all the more alienated and alone. George, played by Jesse Plemons, is the polar opposite of Phil. He is more acclimatized to contemporary life, embracing the creature comforts of a warm bed and an indoor bath. George is mild-mannered and cordial, juxtaposed to Phil's coarse and downright rude demeanour. He courts Rose and is intent on settling down with her in the family home, taking in her teenage son as part of the relationship. Rose, played by Kirsten Dunst, is a good-natured, hard-working widow who has overcome hardships and grief, rearing her son alone after the death of her husband and making a success of her business in his wake. She falls in love with George, but when Phil begins to surreptitiously bully her, she enters a downward spiral of alcoholism, which is compounded by George's lack of attention to her predicament with Phil. Then there's Peter, played by Kodi Smit-McPhee. He is quiet, creative, and has a very gentle nature, which is immediately picked up on by Phil, who proceeds to torment him. Peter is intelligent and cares greatly for his mother. When he realizes that George is incapable of protecting her from Phil's vicious behavior, Peter is keen to find a solution to the problem. When he accidentally discovers Phil's deepest secret, the two men's fates become entwined with ruinous consequences. The Power of the Dog is a masterclass in storytelling, with director Jane Campion utilising the incredible vistas of her native New Zealand to replace the rolling hills of Montana, providing a beautiful yet isolated backdrop to convey a sense of loneliness that each of the individual characters experience. The cinematography by Ari Wegner captures the landscapes and locations beautifully, drawing inspiration from the paintings of Andrew Wyeth and Lucian Freud, alongside the images of English photographer Evelyn Cameron, who lived in Montana at the turn of the 20th century, around the period that the story is set in. The costume design and score are also of the highest quality, providing a striking visual style that sits perfectly between the Old West and the new cosmopolitan styles of the early 1900s. With the undulating strings of Johnny Greenwood's music providing a perfect oral accompaniment to the arresting drama that unfurls on screen. Cumberbatch is excellent as the mean and menacing Phil, and well deserves his numerous award nominations for his work here. Plemons is reliable as the affable George, and Smit-McPhee turns in a memorable performance in his first major screen role. But it was Kirsten Dunst who perhaps shines most brightly here. Rose is a troubled character, who despite her welcoming and motherly nature is pushed to the brink of sanity by Phil's bullying and George's willful ignorance to her suffering. Dunst displays an incredible range and takes us on a very emotional journey as her character is steadily picked apart by the circumstances of her new surroundings. Overall, I would call The Power of the Dog a success. It's a film that well deserves the honours it's received in terms of all the major award nominations, and is certainly another feather in the cap of the well-regarded Jane Campion. This adaptation celebrates the great unknown American novel and seeks to expand upon and evolve the mythos of the West and some of the disparate characters that inhabited it, by drawing parallels to universal problems that we still face today, and hope to better understand via artistic work of this calibre. Well, that's it for this review. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the video, and I hope you can join me again on another Film in 5 from More Movies. So what did you think of The Power of the Dog? Let me know your thoughts by leaving a comment below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe right here on YouTube. For more articles and reviews from us, check out our website moremovies.co.uk, and why not join us on social media at More Movies for You, that's across the board. If you enjoy our content, then please consider supporting us by leaving us a donation at buymeacoffee.com or becoming a pledge over at patreon.com. All the links are in the description below. And for more filmtastic videos from us, click one of the links on screen now.